right, so we're taking Joker on a walk, and right now we learned that Joker, unfortunately, has a terrible behavior. He wants to do what? Chase cars.
He wants to play chicken.
Yeah, and if you... I got you. So, check this out. Stan.
Yes, sir.
What do you do when a dog is reactive to cars?
Well, you expose them to the situation, and then you want to correct the behavior. And in this case, sometimes you can get away with using a flat collar. And normally on a puppy under 6 months, I personally wouldn't use this. But seeing how he is reacting to the collar and the dangerous behavior, I would go to something that has a little more emphasis. And then I want to make sure my voice is stopping him and not the collar. So we want to give him that no command and then correct, not have the collar correct and then we're responding afterwards.
There you have it. Now, a couple things, people. The Joker is going to choke himself out, so I'm going to have to unfortunately carry him back. But what I learned on our walks is he literally went from being afraid of cars, car would drive by, he'd basically run into the fence. This is a true story. I didn't have the camera rolling. Then cars started running by, he started running to the cars. I'm like, yo, where did this come from?
There was probably one time where he ran at the car, and again, he thought he chased it away. So that's what he's doing there. He's like, get away, get away, get away.
Now, if you're a pet parent, this right here is a fear, because not only is recall super important, Stan lost the dog to doing what? Running away from you.
Yeah, he ran out the front door, and he was probably about as far as Jamarcus is from us right now.
Now imagine the Joker run out the door and go chase a car. Who gonna win that battle? Not him. It ain't gonna happen. Therefore, I become super concerned about correcting this, and you don't wait for a year.
Because it's just gonna get worse, and he's gonna get stronger and more stubborn.
There you have it. So in this case, Stan, put the prong on, and I asked Stan, I said, hey, when should we prong him up? And technically, we wouldn't do it this early, but we're dealing with a specific breed here. And this breed, I ain't gonna tell you he's an independent thinker. He just gonna do what he wanna do, and that could be anything. Pee on your bed, which he did.
Pee on my shoes, which he did.
I'm like, dude, he was a pee pot. So you say, when do I correct that behavior? Quick, fast, and in a hurry, because you don't want this to get to a year-old and still be dealing with the same stuff. And again, if you have a timid dog or a dog that lacks confidence, things to be aware of, you do not use a prong collar, okay?
He's at that weird stage where it's gonna be a little too big, but that's too tight. It ain't gonna give him the bite that he needs.
There you go, and you got to make sure this thing is properly, metrically measured to fit.
And you want it to go in front of this other collar here.
Oh, so that's good to know. So Stan, you don't take the other collar off is what you're saying?
No, because I want the dog to still understand that this collar has power. I use these as training wheels. So we'll hook it to here, and eventually, like I said, you want your voice to be more powerful than the collar.
So Stan, what do? Let's say the car drives by, and instead of me just yanking on him, what should I be doing?
So the first time, you're gonna let him correct himself. So we know the behavior is gonna happen. Yes.
Boom.
And then when he, depending on how he reacts, what you would do next. If he hits the end and keeps going, then you're gonna correct. But I'm willing to bet he's gonna hit. He might yelp a little bit, and then he's gonna come back and check in with you. And then the next time a car comes, he's gonna be thinking about it. And if he doesn't, we wanna make sure we're marking that behavior, praising him, letting him know he did good. So, of course, now there's gonna be no cars coming down here.
The street just went dry. It went dry, boy. The street got real dry, and this ain't no dry time. We in prime time. It's like 5 o'clock. I ain't got my phone on, man, but you go, it's like 5 o'clock, it's 3 o'clock.
There was 22 cars that just went down
non-stop. But we'll walk back this way, because at the end of the day, I gotta walk around the corner anyway.
Yeah.
And just get perspective, people. If you got behavior problems, the behavior started now. It didn't start when the dog was a year or 2 years old. So I used to respond to tons of messages. People say, hey, I got this dog. I'm like, well, oh, here we go. Prime time.
Here we go. Dun 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 dun.
It's not close enough. Yeah. Oh, here we go.
But he's also focused on what's around his neck and not the cars.
Joker. Look, your bulldogs are gonna be highly motivated, aggravated dogs. So what he's done is
tired himself out.
He tired himself out. And I told Stan this too. I said, you know what's crazy, Stan, is when we get to that mile mark in the walk, all the yanking and pulling and correcting and all that stuff, he's kind of done. And that's kind of where he's at now. Joker, what's up, man? Let's get over here by the corner. Maybe up a couple more cars coming.
Here we go.
And again, this is the patience man game, people. Because when you have a problem, you want to get a handle of it quick. But he's hot now too, so he's like, okay,
I'm ready.
I gotta cool off. So know your limits of your dog as well. And I'm learning his limits, which is why we push him so much early on.
So now this one, give him a little more of a pop. There you go. Now he looked at you, he was like, oh, that meant something. You see, you barely popped it and you were popping 3 or 4 times on the flat and didn't get that same reaction. So that's why I do like the collar. It's gonna be more psychological than it is painful. And he's a big old blockhead.
Yeah, dude, he's got a thick neck, dude. Is growing like a madman. But that's gonna conclude today because we did a couple phone versions of this, and he's at that limit, he's at that line. And again, you got a reactive dog, and reactivity isn't always a dog who's biting or, you know, protecting his food or resource guarding, etc. It's a dog who gets motivated over the smallest things, and you go, oh, I didn't know my dog was driven like that. And in this case, I do not want him driven to chase cars. That is dangerous. So I have to go back and work heavy on recall.
But this is also something to think about. He ended on a good note.
Yeah.
So there's no point in going more and having him fail. You can come back, try again the next day. Take your time whenever you're working with your dog, people. It's not a process that's one and done. He's gonna be working on something with this dog for
at least about 3 years.
Yeah.
I'd say 3 years. I'd say when you got these kind of dogs, the progression of their growth takes place over a 3-year time frame. And just when it starts getting good, year 3 is when you start managing outcomes, AKA behaviors. In this case, I'll be managing him for the next 3 years, which is gonna take a lot of time I don't wanna spend, but we gotta do it. These are gonna be them puppy years.
But the thing is, if you lay the foundation now, it's gonna be a lot easier when they do get older.
Yeah, and that's the key to people. It's like, one step at a time, consistency, stay committed, time, energy, and effort. And as always, people, just take care of your dogs. Leash reactivity. Don't let that dog pull you on that leash. That shit'll kill him.